Hello, my name is Akiwumi Alao, and I'll be starting the lecture with Web Foundation class. To start with, we'll be starting with the basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The text editor we'll be using for this introduction class is Notepad. There are actually a lot of text editors, but this is only an introduction class, so we'll be using the Notepad for now. To start saving your file, you save your HTML file with .html, you save your CSS file with .cs, and you save your JavaScript with .js. Please, this is very important. To start writing in HTML, what you are actually writing is called elements. Now, your elements have a opening and closing tags. Some of the elements we'll be talking in this class are your H1 element, your paragraph element, your image element, and your anchor element. Now, your H1 elements can be your H1, H2, H3, H4, H5. These things I'm just talking about are used to signify the importance of content below them. I'm talking about the H1 elements right now. Now, if you are talking about the P element, that is used to add paragraphs to your website. Now, please, whenever you are adding context to this website, you are adding the context between your opening tag and your closing tags. Please, this is very important. More on that as we delve on the course later. If you are adding images to your website, you are using the IMG element. Now, the IMG element does not have a closing tags. So any element that does not have a closing tag like that, whatever you are putting inside them is between the opening tags. If you are adding links to your website, you use the A element, your A elements, and the A elements have a opening and closing tags. So whatever you are wrapping for your links will be between the A element opening tags and the A element closing tags. More on HTML later. To talk about CSS, now I'm a graphic designer. I always refer to HTML as the layout of the web design. Now, if your HTML is a layout, therefore your CSS is used to create appearance of the content you created with HTML. I'll repeat that again. Your CSS is due to create appearance of the content you created with HTML. Now, to start adding appearances to this HTML element, using selector, you can add style to an element by specifying the element. You are specifying the elements now. Say, for example, the H1 element. Then you give this element a property. Say the property is text align. Then you give this property a value. Say the value can either be your left for the text align, or your right for the text align, or your center for the text align. Now, as a general top of rule, I will always advise to store your CSS, JavaScript, or HTML in a separate file sheet. Now, to link your CSS to your HTML, you do that in your HTML tags. You use the link element. Now, your link element does not have a closing tag, and you use your href to specify the location where the CSS is stored inside your web server or locally inside your computer. It's not very hard. Don't get distracted. To talk about JavaScript, if your HTML is used for layouts, your CSS is used for appearances, then personally I will tag JavaScript as adding functions to your website. That whenever you are writing a JavaScript coding or function, that means that you are telling how your website is going to function. So it's not very hard. If you are talking about JavaScript, you can start with complex, the simple one, by creating a variable, assign the variable a value. Let's say hello, welcome to JavaScript. More on this later. Now you can start writing your JavaScript again by creating a simple variable or creating a complex function. And talking about functions, we are also going to delve into writing into creating arrays arrays are just a lot of data. My time is up. We'll talk more on this later. Thank you very much. Goodbye.